Let's talk about Dragon Ball Legends. Dragon Ball Legends has been going on for a little over 7 years now, and there's been plenty of ups and downs throughout that entire journey, but to give credits where credit's due, it's actually very impressive that a mobile game like Dragon Ball Legends has made it all the way up to 7 years, because most mobile games don't last that long. So the fact that it made it up to 7 years and is getting closer to its 8th year is actually very impressive. With that said, I don't know what is going on this year, but Legends has not been hitting after a certain point this year, and I'll explain. So, as you guys know, we did get a new producer for Dragon Ball Legends, that producer being Tani. And I believe Tani came onto the game, or at least as far as we know, last year, right? Because we know Toshi moved on to Dragon Ball Genshin Squadron, which that game is out now, and I've been playing it all day. If my voice is like, cracking or breaking in this video, it's because I'm literally in the midst of doing over a 12-hour stream as of this recording. So, like, once I'm done with this, I'm going right back to that stream. But I got to get this video out. So, Tani came onto, the scene, as far as we know, last year. And we did know that there was going to be plenty of changes that, he wanted to get implemented into the game. We had the UI change. We had the information change with, how they present information with character details and stuff. What else? Revamping kits, adding ground battles, and so much more, right? The problem is it's made it to the point where units, just putting it bluntly, suck. They quite literally suck because they just can't hold their own in the meta. There are a few exceptions. There are, but generally speaking, these units just suck. Now, here's the thing, right? The way how I consider it is two different eras, right? You have the Toshi era of Dragon Ball Legends, where he was fully in charge, and you see a lot of the aspects of Dragon Ball Legends that he wanted to implement it into the game. And then the Tani era, where we see a lot of things that he wanted implemented into the game. Now, even though Tani, as far as we know, hopped onto the team as the producer, I believe sometime last year, we finally got to see a lot of his changes in effect this year. And that started with, actually not even the UI change, I believe. That started with Demon King Piccolo and Tambourine, right? Because the whole aspect of wanting to have characters not be super cracked, which on paper I understand, right? On paper I understand, but not wanting characters to be super cracked. Refreshing the UI, making things easier to understand, stuff like that, that's Tani. So even though he upped on the scene last year, we didn't really get to see a lot of the things that he wanted to see changed in the game until this year, starting with Demon King Piccolo and Tambourine, right? Because it's very clear that the design philosophy of the final Daima units that we got in the game as of right now were very in line with the Toshi era of Dragon Ball Legends, right? So, take that as you will. However, realize that when we got Demon King Piccolo and Tambourine, it's crazy how for the first units with the whole revamp and the vision that Tani has for the game sucked. Putting it bluntly, they sucked, right? Demon King Piccolo and Tambourine. They were so bad that that one-time boost that they did for Goku and Frieza, which was never supposed to happen for any character ever again, they did it for Demon King Piccolo and Tambourine. That's how bad they were. And then after that, we had the anniversary, right? Now, anniversary units, they were solid. They definitely solid, especially part 3. Part 3 is the very special exception. Part 1, those units were solid, except for Vegeta. Vegeta was not that good. Part 2, both the units were solid, but more so Goku. And then part 3, pretty much every unit was solid. However, well, apart from Krillin, but I just want to put this into perspective. We are in September. The part 1 anniversary units are useless now. You can't use them because Vegeta just wasn't that strong when he released, and Goku was good, but he's no longer in the featured boost, and there are too many powerful green units, which we'll talk about another one in just a bit. Actually, we'll talk about a few of them. But yeah, you can't use any of them right now. You just can't. They'll get steamrolled. The part 2 units, and also the 1% Sparkings, all of them are useless. The part 2 units, they have a bit more viability. I don't see many people use Vegeta, but if you want to use him for the revival aspect, you can. But in terms of firepower, I don't think he's there. Kaioken Goku, special exception. He's good. People still use him. He's out of the feature boost, and he can still hold his own. So that's good, right? The 1% sparking units, what, that was like Tien and Chaozu, nobody's using them, so it's just, I believe Nappa was another one, you can't use him either, so yeah, there's that. Part 3, the Ultra units, they're all still good, both of them. And then Krillin, the 1% sparking, which was weird having that in an Ultra banner, you can't use them, you just can't. And then, not only that, then you add the next banner, which I believe was LF Kefla, and LF Kefla was okay. I mean, she's a glass cannon, so she has good offense, no defense. And then we had, for the first time ever, a Sparking Frost unit, right? Which it just happened to be full power Frost. And he was just terrible. Like, straight up bad. And the cherry on top of all of that was, we got the, another LOE campaign, and every single one of those units sucked. All of them were bad. And it's so infuriating because with that campaign, we finally got King Cold. Finally, after 7 years, first King Cold unit, can't use him. And then we finally got an LF for Metal Cooler, which I've gone on record, I made a whole video about this, and I've gone on record and I said that is probably one of the worst designed units in Legends history. Because he's a tank that can't tank, pretty much, right? Like, he's a defense type, and he can't take a hit. He has 2 comebacks, which is cool, but it pretty much helps your opponent's team because he has no offense, let alone the fact that he can't take a hit as a defense type. So it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. Now, I will, again, give credit to where credit is due. The GT campaign, which was the campaign after the LOE campaign, was good. It was, right? We got like a whole bunch of new units. We got Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But, really apart from Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, like, we did just get LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he's just okay, you know? Like, he's not like groundbreaking or anything of the sort. He's just okay. And it shouldn't just be okay, especially because we need a purple unit to keep Frieza in check. But he's just okay. And it's been bugging me for a long while because it's to the point where summoning even for LF units is starting to feel pointless because the design philosophy of, trying to revamp units to have them fit like specific rules, whether melee types will focus on offense, same with range types, defense types will focus on survivability, and support types would, support the team or sabotage the opponent. Like, I get that on paper, in execution, it's not working. It's really not working. Like, especially when, like, you keep on, like, releasing units and their damage guard is, like, at 150% or lower, which is crazy. Like, and that's just new units, mind you. So, I want you guys to keep that in mind for right now. The new units are not performing well outside of the Ultra units because the whole design philosophy change just doesn't even affect the Ultra units because they're just broken, right? Then we have the Zenkai units. Oh, wow. Now, I will say, we've had some gems here and there. Let that sink in. We are in September, and we've had some gems here and there. Not like a good wave of them, some gems. Like bits and pieces of Zenkai units that were relatively solid. A lot of the Zenkai units we've gotten this year have been horrible. They have been bad. Like, when we got the red Broly movie Frieza, a unit that I've been wanting to see get Zenkai Awakened for a very long time now. That unit, in my opinion, was not good. Just straight up was not good. And now we got Nova Shenron. And that was like the final straw. Like, Nova Shenron Zenkai, he is a one-trick pony. Like, quite literally, like, the thing with Sparking Nova Shenron is you pop his main ability, and before Zenkai, everybody would lose their cards, and you would both be trapped in for 10 timer counts, right? Now with the Zenkai, your opponent is trapped in for 10 timer counts, you're only trapped in for 5, which is good, right? So you can have the opportunity to swap and maybe pick somebody off or land Rising Rush or what it case be. And plus you get your advantage back and stuff, right? And you get a card. You get a special skill so you can block against any attack. Apart from that though, he doesn't do anything. Offenses, non-existent. Defenses, non-existent. Oh, and don't get me started on his damage card. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't understand what is going on when it comes down to Dragon Ball Legends and the direction that they're taking with these units. Again, having certain units fulfill a certain role is okay on paper, but you got to be able to execute it properly, because we've had a lot of misses this year. Like, again, from the beginning of the year and ending with the Daima units, I think was fine. They were powerful. They fulfilled a variety of different roles. Like, those units were good. Starting with Demon King Piccolo and moving all the way down to here and excluding the Ultra units, they have been okay, subpar, or just straight up not good. Like, it doesn't make, oh, and with the very special exception of Kawaken Goku, he's really, really good. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Now, I'm hoping that this will change, especially come Legends Festival, because we need units that can survive in the meta for longer than 5 minutes. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to be taking all of the time out of, like, all of their days. Because remember, it's a group of people working on this game. It makes no sense to spend all of that time, effort, and energy, like, you know, utilizing like these guys to build these characters, make their kits, and all that, just to release them and for them to be subpar. You're wasting people's time. Like, you guys need to step it up, because a lot of people are getting fed up. Stop making units that can't do anything. Like, make Zenkais, like, viable, right? Like, they should at least be able to stand up, bare minimum, to modern units. A lot of them don't. A lot of Zenkais that we've gotten have just been delegated to the bench, and it shouldn't be that way. Actually, and the cherry on top of all that, and this is what's really solidifying to me that Zenkais are starting to really become useless. The Tag Super Saiyan 4s. The Tag Super Saiyan 4s. They do not have a Zenkai. They got one piece of equipment. Just one. No, this is a pretty old unit, by the way. One piece of equipment, and they are super relevant in the meta again. One piece of equipment. So you're telling me that you guys have the capability of making units solid with one piece of equipment, but not Zenkai Awakening, the feature that is supposed to breathe new life into older units that are no longer meta relevant? Like, that makes no sense to me. Now, again, like, it's to the point where unique equipment rivals Zenkais. Like, I never thought, like, I'd see the day. Like, it doesn't make sense. The Tag Super Saiyan 4s are better than practically any Zenkai unit we got this year. Any of them. Like, they have been all over the place online. And I'm glad that they made a comeback. I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm glad that they made a comeback. But just knowing that equipment is more valuable than Zenkai Awakening is sad. That's sad. So, again, I don't know what the Legends team is doing this year. I don't understand why they've been dropping the ball when it comes down to all these units. But they really need to step it up, because a lot of people are fed up with the direction that, quite literally, Tani's taking with this game right now. Units suck. They can't hold their own in the meta, and if they do, apart from Ultra units and maybe like a select few LF units, they live for about 5 minutes. So, I don't know what's going on. Oh, and not to mention, no events, no crystals. No, I don't, like, okay. During the anniversary, I will say that they gave us a ton of crystals. I think that's, like, undeniable, right? I farmed far too many crystals during the anniversary, completely free to play. But now that the anniversary is over, it's just a barren wasteland. There is nothing out there, right? And there's no events. There's nothing. Like, we're not even engaged with, like, the units that they're releasing. So they just, this year, they have really dropped the ball. I think the 7th anniversary was okay, but it's not like the greatest, like, anniversary ever, in my opinion. We still have Legends Festival left, so maybe they'll pick it up before then, hopefully, but definitely by then, because if they don't, a lot of people, I won't even speak into existence. So, again, I don't know what they're doing. Tani, as a producer, has got to step it up. A lot of people are getting fed up, myself included. So I'm hoping that throughout the rest of the year, we'll finally start to see units that can do stuff. We'll finally get better Zenkais. We'll finally get more events. We can hopefully get more crystals, and so on and so forth. But right now, Tani is not cooking, bro. He's not cooking. But That's just my thoughts on the current state of Dragon Ball Legends. I just want them to do better. That's really all there is to it. I just want them to do better. But I do want to know what you guys thought about like all of this, like your thoughts on like the current state of Legends, what you would like to see them do to improve, the things that you're sick of them doing, all that stuff. I want to know all of your thoughts on all of that in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.